Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome to Diaspora Point. I'm your host, Auma Bella. Today we have a great guest, a wonderful man. I call him the ultimate bearer of Africa's flag. Please meet Dr. Rex Indomitable. Rex, welcome to
Thank you.
Diaspora Point.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, tell us about yourself. Tell us what you're doing now. I know you're doing great things for Africa. And tell us what you have done before, what you're doing now, and whatever you did before then. Please go ahead. Don't rush yourself. Take your time and just tell us.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine. First, I want to thank you so much. The show, it's been impactful, so far. And so sometimes when I get this question, what do I do or what have I done? You know, I feel, do I need to um, play my drums myself? So,
Yes,
but
you should.
again, uh, again, yes, again. So I just have to just say a little bit, and the rest is for um, my work to speak for itself. I'm the CEO of the African Achievers Award and also the executive director for Reputation Poll International in the UK. First African Achievers Award. It's been um, we've been on for 14 years, honoring great Africans, community builders, policymakers, industry experts, and those that, and also change makers as well. I'll tag them change makers because we have a lot of Africans um, globally, impacting their world, impacting their society, impacting their local community. So, with the African Achievers Award, which the first award was in 2010, we honored this late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. We already know the impact he had in South Africa. 2021 we did the same thing, hosted by King's College London. 2011, yes, sorry, 2012. Um, we had another edition as well. 2013 we had it in Nairobi, Kenya, at the Hilton Hotel. 2014. I hope I'm not missing the date. But anyway, we've had it in Ghana, the
Yes, in
Presidential
Ghana was
Banquet Hall.
2014. That's where we met you.
Yes, 2013 is in Accra. 2013 was in Kenya. I'm
Yes.
mixing out the dates. A lot of events at the same time. So from there, we've had it in Nigeria. We had it in South Africa, Sandton Convention Center. And most recently, we've had it at the UK House of Lords. The reason why we have that at the UK House of Lords, it's because we have lots of Africans who've been able to impact nations across the globe. Europe, the UK, we have lots of African MPs from Sierra Leone, from Ghana, from Nigeria. We want to see that we all come together at a point, which is easy for everyone to navigate towards the UK. Not forgetting the diaspora, which there are a lot of Africans, that's why I commend this show. A lot of Africans are really impacting, their local communities in Europe, in America, in Asia, and across the world. And Reputation Poll International as well, known for the global ranking of the 100 reputable people in Africa, 100 reputable on Earth, and also the organizers of the Global Reputation Forum, which we hosted, most recently hosted two presidents, two female presidents. One, the first female president of Kosovo, and the other is the Mauritius president. So we've had a lot of experts across the globe coming together for the same purpose. So thank you. Again, I also do consulting. I consult a couple of companies, help them in their brand, reputation management, and positioning. And not forgetting being a trade advisor as well, where companies in the West who are willing or who are desirous of investing in Africa, So we try to point them to the right direction because Africa is a fertile ground for investment. Africa is in the rise. Africa, it's, Africa is now, so yes.
So, um, what made you start uh, this mission, this course, this crusade for Africa, I would call it, because you have all these companies, organizations that are lifting up Africa's name, and you're not paid for this. You're just doing it for the love. But how did it start? What is the genesis of this?
Yes, I remember in 2009, 2009, yes. I had a co-worker at from the UK, and she was like, she was asking, how's Africa? Do you have dogs in Africa? I can remember her asking me that question, and yeah, I was offended, but at the same time, I had to just calm down to explain to her because obviously she was ignorant about what and where the continent is.
Yes.
So with that, I got inspired by God to set up the African Achievers Award, where we can showcase the best of Africa, showcase talents from Africa, showcase policymakers who are driving the economy of their nations, showcase um, industry experts, showcase innovators, and that's why we launched the Investors Meet Innovators, which launched in Accra in Ghana, and successfully one of them is in the US. Also, I think he built a reusable rocket launcher. I don't know what the term is, but yes, so it's been successful. So that's what we did, and right now we've been showcasing these Africans on the global stage. And the reason why we always do it in Europe, in London, so people around there will see these Africans coming in and meeting them firsthand, see how classy they are, hear about their impact stories, and at the same time forge a relationship. So bringing Africa to the world in one sport. So and that has been the drive.
You know what you're doing is a great service to the continent.
Thank
Is if when somebody hears Africa Achievers Award or Reputation Poll, they may not understand the depth at which your committee goes to vet these people. It's not something that it is not bought. It is not just given uh, easily. I know so because I've been a board of each one of these organizations, and the vetting that went through. Anytime I nominated somebody, a couple of times I nominated a very, very well-known, prolific cabinet secretary, and another time I nominated somebody was higher than a cabinet secretary. Let me
you. All
leave
right.
it that way. Uh, but they
Yes.
were rejected. Those two, I know there are several others I was able to nominate, but those two whom I thought, oh my God, they're doing such a great job. No, I was biased because I knew them. You know, the people who were looking at them from a bird's eye view and vetting and researching rejected those two. So I want our audience to know that when you hear about Africa Achievers Award, it is a vetted award. It's not an award that is given and it's not bought. And if you hear about somebody being in the list or is cited on the reputation poll of whichever year it is, yes, understand that person was vetted to be a real reputable person. I have seen, I've gone through that whole process. Not for me, of course. For me too, I don't know how I was vetted, but I know when I proposed people to be vetted, they were really vetted. And out of about four or more than four people for, over the years,
Yes.
about
Yes.
six people, two
You're right.
were rejected. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you make such a wonderful setup where vetting is real, you know?
First, I want to thank you for your support all these years as well and being understanding. And again, you are one of the most objective, well, I say the most objective person I've met, you know, and with your skills, with your, knowledge and wealth of knowledge and experience, you've been able to support, in that process. And again, like you said, nominating those people, and you, because of your integrity and honesty, you didn't push for it. You said, fine, you you support, our decision, and that's to show that we have people with the kind of mindset that you have in Africa. Our nations will strive, our continent will strive. So again, thank you very much for leading in that. I
You're
would say
welcome.
that part of. So
Welcome. It's
yeah,
my
so we
pleasure.
have we have yeah, so we have a board. We have a screening committee, of well-respected people who are also comfortable in their own right, you know, vetting those names. So we've had likes of nominators, likes of like Ethan Thompson, who is a CB commander of the British Empire. We've had likes of people that have nominated Amina Gurib, who is a former president of Mauritius, and a host of other um, change makers, who have contributed their time, contributed their energy in writing those names and also nominating credible individuals. So, and that's how the process is. We make it as transparent as possible, and that's why God has helped us all through these years. We've not had any controversy for the last 14 years about the African Achievers Award, about any honoree so far. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
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 true.
yeah, that's it.
Mhm. So, you work so hard. I mean, at the risk of sometimes I worry, yes. uh, you know, you're like a son to me, and so I see how you work so hard, and I'm like, my God, what about his health? What about the family? What about um? How do you balance all this? You work extremely hard. How do you balance? How do you manage? I know you are very good with a certain amount of delegation, and that is also a skill. But how do you really manage even to get the right people to whom you can even delegate one or two things?
Yes. So what I say first to people is that your passion cannot make you broke. Why I said that, it's because if you're passionate about your work, you know that even when I'm having my holidays, I'm working. I'm working, and I'm excited that I'm contributing to the society, and make an impact. So what I do is that, you know I try as much as possible to know that there is nothing worth um, um, there's nothing worth dying for. Yes. So no matter the opportunities I see, and I see that it's going to be, I'm going to lose my focus, I'm going to lose my integrity, I'm going to lose my balance, I'm going to lose quality relationship, I tend to leave it. So with that mindset, I, I used to be a practicing lawyer. I stopped practicing because I found this as my passion. So with
Yeah.
that, I would not say it's been an interesting journey so far. It's been an interesting journey, and it's been relaxing at the same time. Yeah, there have been sometimes the storm. We've had the storm coming in, but at the same time, I always believe in one thing: He is my peace. God is my peace. So I just go
Amen.
in prayer and just let it be.
Yes.
I keep the worries. I keep the worries under my feet,
You are a very
and I
peaceful
and I
man. You know how to keep the peace. And that helps you balance
thank you.
the number of people you have to deal with. If you were to count how many people you have been dealing with since you started this mission of yours with the reputation poll, with the African Achievers Awards, I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of people that you have to coordinate, like a thousand balls in the air. You are able to catch all of them, and at the same time you are a young man, you are able to do your law degree, you are able to do your PhD. I mean, gosh, again, I don't know how you do it. You can add some more nuggets in there to tell us. Yes, God is, you put God first, your faith is strong, and that helps. Indeed, I believe that. So, how is your family? How both your parental family
Wonderful,
and your family, your wife and kids, how do you manage all
wonderful,
that?
wonderful. So, like I said to you, in this journey, the first thing has been passion for me, and this is what everyone knows. My family, they're all aware that this guy, he's been passionate about this for years, and at the same time, I can be working, I can be doing stuff, I could be with my kids, I can be on the call, having meetings. It's it's just a way of life for me. And for me, you know, and that is also relaxing for me at the same time. Yeah, sometimes during events I get a bit overwhelmed. Sometimes I'm human, but at the same time, um, I feel I feel blessed that people are understanding. People are understanding to know that this is this is me. You know,
Yes,
at
they
the same
accept
time,
you.
I try to balance everything.
They accept you just as you accept them. You live in two countries. You live in two countries. That's another thing. At least two countries. I know you live in UK. You also live in Nigeria. I mean, this is very interesting. Tell us a bit about that. I mean, being this guy
Yeah,
who a
yeah,
man of two countries or more.
yeah. So I will just tell myself like I'm a global citizen.
Yes.
I will tell myself
Yes.
the earth of the Lord and the fullness thereof. So I'm a global citizen. Someone asked me, "Wow, last week you were in. I saw you in New York, then DC, and the weekend. What the weekend you were in London, then Scotland, then today you're in Abuja, Nigeria. You know,
Yes.
so I've been able to balance that. I've
Yes.
been able to
Yes.
balance that and make sure it's my traveling as well is part of my work. You know, because I love to network people. I love to, make sure we're in a striving environment where people are excited, people are happy. So going to this continent, it's also helps, you know, gain. It's an experience as well. Sometimes you travel to a city 10 times, 50 times, like London, being there more than 100 times. Every single time I travel, is a new experience. Why? Because I'm meeting someone who is of value, who it's going to be impacting. I'm going to be impacting on, or he's going to be impacting on me, on my brand. So and that's why I value people. Even in my journey, I value people in this journey.
You have
So
a
yes,
strong brand, and it has taken so much out of you. But as you say, it's passion. You are also enjoying it, and I think keep it up. Anything else you want to highlight, especially for the diaspora, or even our people back home who have to receive the diaspora and interact with them, global who have to interact and receive global citizens like you. Any messages? Anything to emphasize for them?
yes. What I would say first, keep being part of this diaspora TV show. So what I would say to you is be focused, be consistent, be passionate, and don't forget motherland.
Yes.
You know,
Repeat that,
don't
please.
forget motherland. Yeah. See how
Be
you can. Again, one of the things I tell people, even if you're an entrepreneur in the diaspora, recruit our brothers back home
yes.
because the world is a global village right now. People can work online.
Yes.
Try and recruit them. You know, try and recruit them and see how you can. With that, trust me, if we have 10,000 entrepreneurs that are in the diaspora,
Yes.
and you're recruiting minimum of 5 people back home, trust me, we have talent. We have talent in Africa. We
Yes.
have talent, real talent in Africa. So don't despise because they are not where you are. But trust me, Africa is on the rise. Guys are doing stuff. If
Yes.
you go to Lagos, Nigeria, tech guys, they're building tech hubs. Just like in Warri Kingdom now, like the Queen's built a STEM lab. Things are happening.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. In fact, things are happening in Africa so much that coming back, having returned, in the last less than 10 years, I'm amazed. Africa, in many cases, there are some situations where Africa is ahead of even Western countries. Like the IT skills in this country are really way, and I'm speaking from Kenya, are really way beyond some of what I've seen out elsewhere. So
fintech.
Africa is really on the rise, is up and up, and to your point, the diaspora should link with our African brothers and sisters back home and to make sure that we support each other. They have something to support us with, a lot of knowledge, information, and we have some other things that we may have to support. I mean, those diasporans have something to support those who are at home with. So it is an interaction that should be fruitful. And the thought of giving back is a very important thing because you have implied it, even though you didn't use that word. But let's give back. Let's give back. And let's give forth also because those of us who are at home should be giving forth to those who are in the diaspora, and those in the diaspora should give back home, I think. Well, if you have nothing more to tell us, that is because you have done so much. I mean, it will take all day to stay with you and to hear about you. If you don't have anything you want to emphasize, I'll just go to the audience and just explain to them, summarize very quickly what you have told us. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, our lovely audience, you have heard Dr. Rex Indomitable. Dr. Rex Indomitable is also a lawyer. He's a global citizen, as he has said, originally from Nigeria. He lives in the UK. He operates almost everywhere. He operates in the US sometimes is everywhere. So he's a man who loves Africa. He is the flag bearer of Africa in real sense. And he's a man who has a very wonderful, peaceful heart, spirit. And that makes him work with thousands of people very peacefully. And so his spirit of giving back, and you have heard most of the guests that we have interviewed here, everybody's talking about giving back. Everybody's talking about carrying Africa's flag in one way or the other. And that's the spirit we want to carry forward. And we want to congratulate Dr. Rex Indomitable to carry on with the Africa Reputation Award because it really shows the crop of Africans that we have. And it should carry on with the Reputation Poll because it also shows the reputation of Africans we have. Both of these awards are highly vetted. If you see them anywhere and you see an awardee, don't take it for granted, please. Understand these are people who are really highly vetted and they deserve what they have been given. So, our dear Dr. Rex Indomitable, thank you so much, son. We appreciate you and keep doing what you are doing. And if there's anything we can do to support your work, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for having me.
And
I'm so inspired by Diaspora.
You're most welcome, and you are an inspiration to the diaspora and to those back home.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our audience, please, our viewers, remember to give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and please remember to share our program as widely as you can.